Okay, this first question was 3.05, number 1. Okay, and you've got a cell phone plan and has a monthly cost as shown in the table below. What's the correct statement regarding the average rate of change during the 40-minute time? When you see average rate of change, you want to think about slope. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at two ordered pairs. I'm just going to pick, they seem to say out of the 40, so I'm going to go ahead and take this. So that means you have two ordered pairs. You have 0, 14.95. That's one ordered pair. And then the second ordered pair is 40 and then 18.95. Okay, remember rate of change is going to be the same as the slope formula. So that means you got y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. All right, let's take those y's. We have 18.95 minus 14.95, and our x's is 40 minus 0. All right, if I'm going to subtract 18.95 minus 14.95, it gets to be 3.97. And 40 minus 0 is 40. And then if I divide that out, I get 0.099. Now, the issue here is we're talking about money. So if you look at this second column here, we're looking at money. Okay, so 0.99, we've got to deal with that with money. So this is going to round up a little bit. So this is going to be 0.10 or 10 cents. So now let's go ahead and take a look. It's 10 cents. So every minute, we're going to go up 10 cents. And that kind of looks like what it's supposed to be. And so I would say, if we're looking here, and it says the average rate of change is 10 cents. Every minute of talk time, the monthly bill increases by 10 cents. That's it. I hope that part helps. Okay, here's our next question. And we're given f of x and g of x. And they say given f of x and then g of x. And if you look, g of x is the same thing as f of x, except you adding k to it. Okay, so k is going to be your y-intercept, because it's like y equals mx plus b. And if you think y equals mx plus b, b is your y-intercept. So let's look at the y-intercepts here. We've got this one at -2, and we have this one at 3. So if you look there, the difference between -2, you're going up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is what k is. So k is just equal to 5. It's the difference between those two lines on the y-intercept. That's it. Okay, our next question. The graph shows the temperature of ice cream in an ice chest during an overnight trip. What is the domain of this function? Okay, so domain is just the x values, the inputs. So if you look at this from here, it starts here at -10 and it goes to 30. So let's take a look again. It starts at -10 and it goes till 30. But it's not integers. If you think about it, it is temperature. And so temperature can include -10, -9.009. You know, it can have all the decimals in between. Okay, so you want to make sure that the domain is going to be all real numbers, okay, between -10 and 30. That's it. All the real numbers between -10 and 30. So the domain is going to be your x values from here to here and every one of them in between. Okay, here's another one of your questions. I believe this is number 7. You've got two sisters, they're twins, okay, and they're deciding to take some acting lessons. All right, so they're going to go together, I guess. One decides to pay a flat rate of 75, shown as f of x. So that means f of x is 75. Okay. The other just wants to pay $5 each lesson. So g of x is going to be 5x each lesson. Okay. What function shows the correct combination of these two functions to represent the amount the parent should pay? Okay, so that means both of these kids are going. So you just add them on up. 5x plus 75. Because they're both going together. They're sisters. One is paying this much and the other one's paying this much. And that's it. So that's the combination. Okay. This one is number 8, I think. All right, a student is running a 10-kilometer race. He runs 1 kilometer every 4 minutes. Select the function that describes his distance from the finish line after X minutes. Okay, so his distance from the finish line. Think about it now. As he gets closer and closer to the finish line, his distance is getting smaller and smaller to the finish line. Okay, so it's going to be some kind of line that looks like this. All right, that's kind of how it's going to be looking. And the y-axis in this case is going to be the distance, and the x-axis is going to be time. Okay, so by the end, he's done. So it says here 1 kilometer every 4 minutes, and it's getting closer and closer to the finish line. That means the slope is -1/4. Okay, the y-intercept is his start point, and his start point was 10 kilometers. That's where he started. It was a 10-kilometer race. So our start point, or B, is 10. So our equation is y equals mx plus b. And so y equals -1/4 x plus 10. And that would be it. And it looks like they're asking for a function, so change that y to an f of x equals -1/4 x plus 10. Okay, but the key is it's getting smaller and smaller. You're starting at 10 and it's going lower, so it's a negative slope.